Hello coaches, welcome back to another Modern Soccer Coach Breakdown. Today we're going to look at the role of the number 6, holding midfielder, defensive midfielder, whatever your terminology is. Typically we're finding today that that specific player specializes in being able to control the tempo and passing ability. But if you're up against a pressing system, sometimes those qualities get overlooked, or sometimes the press means that you don't utilize that player in that specific area and that player struggles to make an impact in the game. So today we're going to look at how we can utilize the number 6 in the build against a press, changing tactical frameworks in order to allow individual quality to shine through eventually. So really enjoy putting this together. If you enjoy it, please give it a like and a subscribe below. And if you enjoy the content on the YouTube page, head on over to modernsoccercoach.com. There's lots more resources, videos, articles, interviews. There's also free resources in the shop as well that you can take advantage of. Okay, hold the midfielder in the build. Let's go. So the reason why I think a lot of number 6s struggle to impose themselves in a build against a press is typically because they're marked. The majority of defensive systems we see here 4-2-3-1, or if it's a 4-4-2 diamond, or if it's a 3-5-2, all those systems either mark the number 6 or have 2 or 3 players around the number 6 aimed at a trap or a press or any way to stop that number 6 from dictating the play. And the reason for that is that if the number 6 gets on the ball constantly against the press, they usually have the skill set to break it. They can go diagonally with their passing range. They can go vertical with their vision. So the number 6 is a priority against the press in terms of controlling that player and making sure that player doesn't impose themselves on the game. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to utilize the number 6 in the build. In fact, I think that if you have systems in place and the ability to change your systems and adapt your systems and allow that number 6 to get involved, I think it gives you a real big advantage in the build and allows you to move from build to attack very, very quickly. And that's what we're going to look at today. 3 ways to do that, 3 different pictures. Let's go. So the first one involves an element of risk, but if your number 6 is one of your most technical players, then maybe this one suits you. So the ball's played into the number 6 under pressure, but you're inviting that pass and also anticipating that the opposition are going to probably press from the front and press behind the number 6, meaning that you can bounce a pass into a higher fullback who can receive the ball with time and space and potentially looking at their back 4. If the 7-11 on the outside decides not to go with the number 9 and press and decides to stay, then you can manipulate a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-3 by bouncing the ball out from the number 6 to the opposing centre-back. Again, it asks questions of the 7-11 on the weak side. If they go to the fullback and stop the switch, they leave the inside channels open. If they cover the inside channels, you can release the fullback on the other side. Again, time, space to play forward, and potentially looking at your forwards movement in the second or third pass. So the second option is to move your number 6 underneath the first line of pressure alongside your centre backs. So you can do this in 2 different ways. The first way is on the outside of the centre backs, the number 6 can drop in. If you keep your full back there, then your number 10 on the opposition has a decision to make. Now, if they leave that space immediately, it allows a passing lane directly into one of your attacking players. If they go with you, they might not be going at the speed that they can aggressively impact the next pass. So you may get time and space to play into a number 10 or a number 8 who can then combine and then again build into attack very, very quickly. So I really like this because it gives the opposition midfielders and the opposition press a lot to think about. If they stay, they give up potential space for an overload. If they go, they're giving up space on the inside where you have attacking players who can drop in and potentially get access to your forward players as well. Another adaptation to that is if you move your centre backs further apart, push your full backs on, drop your holding midfielder deeper in between your centre backs. Now, this means that the front three of the opposition probably can take care of the press, so you don't necessarily draw that number 10 back out. But even though you give up that central superiority, you create overloads in wide areas that again make the opposition make a decision in terms of what they're willing to give up. And in this one, when the passing lane is open to the number 11, if the number 2 stays, then the 11 can move with the ball, open up and play. But if the number 2 goes and presses and steps to the number 11, then a bounce pass into an attacking midfielder can release your fullback, and all of a sudden that wide channel is wide open to create a cross and an attack on goal. Hello coaches, we take a quick break here in our YouTube breakdown to thank Football Careers for all their support and help this year with all the content. If you haven't already, please check out Football Careers. They specialise in recruitment for clubs, colleges, universities and academies around the world. In addition to their specialist recruitment services, they also support candidates at all levels in the game with professionally designed football resumes. They also support candidates with coaching philosophy brochures, PowerPoint presentations, and this is a really interesting one, they're also helping coaches shape and build their LinkedIn profiles and their LinkedIn pages to utilize and maximize that there and help coaches get connected with professionals at the game at the level that they aspire to. Big thank you to Football Careers. Check them out on the link below and thank you so much to them for their support. The last one looks like it's just not using the number 6, but you are using the number 6. You're skipping the number 6 in the initial build, but you're asking that number 6 to drop and open up that space in between their holding midfielder and their back line. The number 8 moves as well. The centre backs passes into the 7-11 and then the number 6 is underneath. And this asks again a lot of questions of the opposition number 10 because they initially think that they're going to press facing the centre back. Now they have to perform another defensive action on their shoulder, and you can catch them potentially in a moment where they're not focused, or you can catch them if the 6 is really mobile and you can use a bit of speed to get the layoff and again face their back 4, have a great picture and potentially create a goal scoring chance. So there you have it coaches, 3 different ways to change your framework and allow the skill set and the strengths of that number 6 to potentially impact the game a little bit more than it would if they were just marked during the build. So I think there's a couple of takeaways for me. You've got the different systems, so you've got the bounce pass, you've got the drop, you've also got the skip. Ideally, you're going to need all 3 of those over the course of a season. Some might be better than others given the types of players you have, the type of competition that you're up against. But I think if you're playing at the highest level, even in a game, you might need all 3 of those there. So I think it's good to expose players to different pictures, especially at the developmental stage, where they're getting used to seeing different solutions based off of shapes and based off of technical ability, rather than just one or the other. And I think the other thing is that whenever we as coaches are assessing a match or looking at the impact of a player in a game, sometimes it's the tactical aspects that impact the technical. And I think we should always challenge that. Did player X do well or not have the impact that we wanted because the context was a little bit different in that game, and the way we played and the way we set up, or the way the opposition played and set up, maybe impacted that as well. So I think it's good for us to always look at that, because that will, again, hopefully drive us to look for solutions with our teams. Hope you enjoy that. As always, appreciate the support. Before you go, if you wouldn't mind just giving it a like and a subscribe as well, it would be much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support. Please check out modernsoccercoach.com as well. We've got new content coming this week. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Goodbye.